Thanks so much for joining our Let's Go Zero webinar, all about the OVO Foundation Nature Prize, which is currently open and is open until Monday, 1 minute to midnight on the 25th of November. But you'll hear a lot more about it all by my colleague Alison. It's really great you can join us today. We will be recording the session, so if anyone couldn't make it, we will be sending them the recording who did register, and then also please feel free to share with your colleagues and those who couldn't come. So we'll make a start. So today we've got a few speakers for you. One, my colleague Alison Lazenby, who's the Let's Go Zero project officer, who will be giving you a lot more information about OVO Foundation Nature Prize, application process, and please do ask as many questions as you would like about that. We're then joined by Anna Anderton, who's the forest school lead at St Margaret's CEVA Primary School. And then hopefully we'll be joined by Macnair, Year 4 teacher and MFL curriculum lead at Nether Edge Primary School, who is a bit stuck in the classroom at the moment, but we're hoping that she will be able to join us. But without further ado, I'll hand over to my colleague Alison, who will introduce you more about the OVO Foundation Nature Prize.
Well, thank you, Suzanne. So hi, everyone. I'm Alison. Before I talk about the Nature Prize, for those of you who don't know, I'd just like to introduce Let's Go Zero. So Let's Go Zero is a campaign uniting all schools, colleges and nurseries across the UK to be zero carbon by 2030. So by signing the campaign, schools show their intent and ambition to be zero carbon, show their students they're prioritizing sustainability and working to be part of the solution. So we ask schools to sign up. It's like any petition, you add your voice to the growing demand, and we use that to prove to government that schools want to decarbonise, but they need support and funding in order to do so. So Let's Go Zero is run by Ashton, but is backed by a coalition of sustainability organisations. We now have 19 coalition members from WWF to RAF to RAP. You can see them all there. We all try to take a collaborative approach and work together, and you can see we have even more partners along the bottom. So really try to all work together. So today's webinar is about the OVO Foundation Nature Prize. This is the third round of this competition that we run. The applications are open now. They're open for 6 weeks until the 25th of November, which is a Monday. So the aim of the prize, so schools can win cash to implement a nature project. And the aim of these projects is to increase students' access to nature, improve biodiversity on school grounds, and generally kickstart climate action. So we have we've tweaked the application process this year. If you follow this QR code, it will take you to our website with more information about the Nature Prize and a link to the application. We ask you to tell us about the project, the impacts it will have on students and the wider community, what your plans are, and you can submit either a written application or a video application. So video is a really nice way that if you run an eco club, you can get your students involved, get them to tell us what they would like to do. So there are 25 prizes on offer, a total of £13,000. So there are 10 prizes of £1,000 and 15 prizes of £200. So we are in the application process, we ask for you to tell us your project for both the £1,000 prize and the £200 prize. And the outcome, the results will be announced by the second week of February 2025. So before we hear from one of our previous winners, we've got some photos here of winners from years 1 and 2. We've had a really amazing range of projects. We've had schools installing ponds, we've had polytunnels, running kind of biodiversity days where they're building bug hotels, going on insect hunts, a lot of food growing. We're really looking for projects that kind of have an impact in the wider community as well. And this was up here on the right was a lovely example of students helping to teach parents and community members how to build their own windowsill veg growing box. So if you would like to get some inspiration for projects, again, please head to our website. I think Suzanne has put it in the chat. You can see case studies from our 2024 winners, as well as our winners from the first year, 2023. So please do have a look through those. And if you have any questions about the prize or Let's Go Zero, here are our contact details. Do follow us on Twitter. There'll be a lot of reminders of how to apply and when you need to do it. And please, if you have any questions for me today, put them in the Q&A box or in the chat, and we will answer them after the presentations. So I would now like to hand over to Anna Anderton. So Anna is the Forest School lead at St Margaret's Primary School. She currently runs weekly forest school and outdoor learning sessions with children from nursery all the way up to year 6, as well as the school gardening club. Her school won a £200 Nature Prize in 2024 and did some amazing things. So I'm going to hand over to her to tell you all about it. And stop sharing. Here we go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen. Sorry, not clicking the right button. Here we go. Okay, can you all see that? I hope so. Okay, so I'm from St Margaret's Primary School, and I'm really excited to come here to talk to you today because, sorry, oops, wrong one. Because we really want to encourage other schools to take part because it's had such a huge impact on our school, not only with improving our school's natural spaces and biodiversity, which was our initial aim, but also with supporting children to connect with nature, to gain knowledge and support their learning, as well as building connections with our local community. This project and the learning more about the Let's Go Zero campaign and the resources we have to offer have really inspired our school to include more climate education within our curriculum and develop more sustainable practices throughout our school, which we are really grateful for. So a little bit about us first. We are a very small rural school with just over 100 pupils just outside Yeovil in Somerset. Despite our size, we are really lucky to have a lot of green space at the rear of our school. However, when I first joined the school, this was pretty much just a mowed field with a few mature trees just around the outside. We recognised that this was really underutilised and we wanted to do more with it. So we started working with the children to develop this and plan what changes we wanted to make first. Our aims were pretty basic. We just wanted to make sure that the space was more interesting and to show children how they can make a positive difference to their environment. We wanted to give the children ownership of it and to create a place where they felt confident and happy to play in. However, by spending a lot more regular time outside each week, we have seen so many other benefits, including improvements to mood and mental health, as well as increased opportunities for developing social interactions and teamwork skills. The children also seem to enjoy the sense of freedom that being outside gives them, and they seem a lot happier to come into school and ready to learn. So over the last 4 to 5 years, our school has been developing the site to create a rich learning environment, which will support both nature and our children. As you can see from the slides, we have created different areas around the site. We have planted trees that were given to us from the Woodland Trust. We've also built a designated forest school area, which the children enjoy using in their weekly forest school sessions. And we've also made some raised beds so that we can grow some fruit and vegetables. And the PTA have very kindly supported us by helping us raise money for the polytunnel as well, which is wonderful, so we can grow most of the year round. After seeing the positive differences these changes have made, the children and I were keen to carry on. There's never enough, always more to do. So we decided to carry out a habitat survey to record what we already had and to see if there were any gaps or environments that we could add extra. So from our survey, we soon realised that we were missing a wildflower meadow, and this would hugely increase the biodiversity and provide another area of interest. So after doing some research and looking for possible ways to fund the changes we wanted to make, we applied for the OVO Foundation Nature Prize grant and were lucky enough to be successful, which was fantastic news. So to begin with, each class spent time learning more about the importance of habitats and biodiversity. With the younger age ranges, we looked at what plants need to stay healthy and why they were important. And with the older age ranges, we researched more about the benefits of wildflower meadows, and the year 5s and 6s even created their own PowerPoints to show their findings, which you can see a few of the examples on the screen at the moment. In order to work out which wildflower seed we would grow best, we took some soil samples and did some testing. So we monitored how quickly the water flowed through the different soil types, and we found out that our soil was fairly clayey. So we then sourced some native wildflower species that were locally produced that would work with our type of soil. So we are very lucky in that we are working very closely with Yeovil Rivers Community Trust, who we've worked with previously on several outdoor projects already. So, and I'd never made a wildflower meadow before, so they were fantastic at helping and guiding us through the whole project. They came to help us dig out the turf, and with the children, and talked us through all the maintenance jobs we needed to do as well. We did create quite a large area. We were quite ambitious. So they even helped us organise members from Able to Achieve, which is another local organisation supporting individuals with learning disabilities. And they came to help us finish off digging it all out and getting the ground ready for the seeds. But it was fantastic to see everyone working together to helping to achieve our goal. Okay, once the slides had been sown, we continued to monitor it. We watered it in the summer months when we didn't have much rain, and then we weeded it when needed. We had a few thistles and grasses that were growing up in between the wildflower seeds. We also had a little seed left over, so we planted some in pots as backups and created some seed balls to fill in any gaps. Students from across the school have been involved in every stage of its development, and they have loved coming out, especially at lunch times and break times, to check on it, and they were keen to come and tell me if they'd seen any changes or anything new that was growing. So this project has been a fantastic opportunity to learn more about pollination as well, and the important job that bees and other insects have in the process. We know now lots of facts about different pollinators, and we can identify a wide range of wildflowers. We are really proud of our wildflower meadow, and the children have really enjoyed watching it grow and develop every step of the way. The children have a greater understanding of how they can support nature, increase biodiversity, mitigate some of the effects of climate change, and have a positive impact on the world around them. We have loved watching our plants grow bigger and seeing the flowers attract a wide range of insects, from bumblebees to hoverflies to beetles and ladybirds. And this has really inspired quite a lot of creative arts and craft activities as well, as you can see from the pictures. However, we didn't want it to be just an in-school thing. We wanted to share it with the community as well. So we wanted to share as well what the benefits of wildflowers could bring. So we decided to link it with Earth Day celebrations and do some activities there. So families and local communities were invited to learn more about our wildflower meadow projects and to create their own seed balls to take home. We also had other stalls with things like our homegrown or homemade dandelion jam, and we made newspaper pots for growing sunflowers and created bug homes. It was a really lovely day, and we had lots of positive feedback from everyone that attended. We had lots of excited children and parents who were looking forward to growing their own flowers at home, which was fantastic. And we also, as you can see from the bottom picture, we've already set up a seed library the previous year. And this project helped to encourage more people to start using it and to grow at home. And our seed library is going from strength to strength. In fact, we've just finished collecting lots of seeds from around our site and putting them into seed packets ready for next year. So they'll be stored away safely, and then we put in the seed library in spring when it's time to start growing again. It's fantastic. So throughout this project, it's been wonderful to see how involved the children were and their enthusiasm for learning more about the meadow. It's been such a worthwhile project, and for the children's education, learning about all the different soils, the plants, the flowers and insects, and how it impacts the climate. The students' excitement for this project has also spurred us on, and we now have future aims as well. So we want to continue to develop our sustainability and climate education across the school. We're going to continue to build on our community links, create strong positive connections with nature, and enjoy building on the enjoyment of our school grounds for all. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Amazing, thank you. That's so lovely to see. So many kind of just great aspects of the project. You've got really good ties with the community and woven it into the curriculum. Thank you. Really amazing. So if you have any questions for Anna, please do pop them, keep putting them in the Q&A box. There was one, I actually had a question. When you were talking about your caring for the wildflower meadow, often schools struggle with maintaining their projects over school holidays and the summer. What did you do over the summer break?
We had a bit of a rota with our staff, and it is mainly me that comes in, but I have got a few other people I can call on as well. So yeah, we just came in and we've got a few water butts and things around. So we just made sure that it was more, yeah, it wasn't too bad. We were quite lucky this summer. It was hot at the start, but actually we had quite a bit of rain in between. So we didn't actually have to come in as often as we did last year. But yeah, so we just kind of, yeah, you get everybody together, it's not too bad.
Nice, great. And how have you found kind of getting other staff involved? Have you had much resistance from people getting them outside and getting them involved in the project?
Well, we've been doing kind of forest school for a while now, so they are kind of getting more used to it. And at playtimes, we always go out on the field and things. So most of the staff do have wellies now, where we all just get involved now. So it's been a gradual thing, but actually our school is we've gradually got there. So
Nice.
people enjoy going outside now, so it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we just had a comment in the Q&A box saying what a fabulous project and how inspiring it is.
It's amazing what you can do with just a little bit of money and lots of enthusiasm. It's you can do an awful lot.
Yeah, that's really
I would
great.
encourage anyone just to kind of give it a go.
And what would you say to if someone kind of has no idea where to start? Any advice?
I would just say go outside, go and find some bugs, look under some logs, make a bug home, any of those things. Go and see what you've got. Just try and identify some things. Just spend some time out, and you'll start noticing just some changes if you go out regularly. That's always a nice place to start.
Great. And the actually, that reminds me, the habitat survey that you did with the students, did you have any resources to help you with that, or kind of how did you do that?
I've actually done it twice. So the first time we did it, we just took out a map, just a very rough map of our school, and just plotted on kind of where all the habitats were and kind of what they were. The second time I got some resources from Learning Through Landscapes, and that was a bit more kind of structured. So it was kind of trying to naming it all and how many and different things. So but the first one worked just fine for the initial kind of what have we got. And it's quite nice to then go back and do it next year and realize how many things you've added, because you kind of forget what you've done during the year and you go, oh yeah, that wasn't there last year. So it's quite nice to build up a picture of what you've done.
Yeah, that's very true, and that's very important to kind of celebrate what you've achieved, and so the students can actually see the progress that has been made. Amazing. Suzanne, were there any questions that have popped up?
Yeah, there are a few questions for both of you actually that come through that I've sort of jotted down as you were both presenting. So yeah, thank you so much, Anna. What a brilliant project, and it's just so inspiring to see. So nice how you involve the whole school community, but then also organisations, you know, surrounding the school community. It's brilliant. So we had one question right at the beginning of Anna, your presentation, which was obviously it was quite a clear field, and then you've done quite a lot of work to it over the last 5 years of transforming it. And so how did you get SLT buy-in to do that at the start? Was it quite difficult, or did you have a really enthusiastic head teacher, or how did you go about it?
I am very lucky. Yeah, I tend to just go to my head teacher and say, can I do this, or can I take some of the field for this? And actually she's 100% behind me and supportive. So I'm aware how grateful I should be. Yeah, I'm very lucky that she just says, yes, go ahead. So I just take another bit of the field. I am gradually taking over the field.
Oh, it's so brilliant though. You really have transformed that field from something that was quite monotoned and, you know, just grass to something quite vibrant and attracts lots of variety of wildlife. It looks fantastic. It's really, really fantastic. I think we have May has joined us. I'll unmute you at the moment. Okay, I'll ask you one more question just while May figures her
I think can
sound
you hear
out.
me?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yes, we can hear you.
I've not used Microsoft Teams for a long time, so I was just trying to work it out.
No problem at all. I'll ask my final question and then we'll hand over to May, if that's okay, May. I've just got one question, which is, of your wildflower meadow now, how do you intend to keep using it in your school?
Well, we've just sized it actually to make sure that it's ready for the new growth. So it will stay there over winter, and then we'll use it again. And we've got lots of resources to kind of do our wildflower spotting, and we will just continue to keep using it, adding it in. We've collected the seeds from the wildflower, so they're going to go in the seed library, and then we can add some more to it. So yeah, we're just going to keep using it and use it in our science lessons and our outdoor education lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant.
Mainly for observation as well, to look at how it changes, and yeah, there's so many things you can do.
It's really fantastic. Thanks so much, Anna. I'll hand back to Alison.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So May, we're going to hand over to May Macnair from Nether Edge Primary School in Sheffield. They won a £1,000 Nature Prize in 2024. May, are you okay to share your slides?
I don't have slides.
Okay, no problem at all. Yeah. If you're happy, just
the information I had was just to be present and answer questions. I didn't realize I was supposed to be putting slides together.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, if you could maybe just tell us a little bit about what you used the £1,000 prize for and what you have done in your school, and then we can get some questions.
And I can share some. I've got photographs, so I can share photographs as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So we got £1,000. Was it a year ago? I can't remember now. Yeah. And we used it. The project idea was to develop a kind of a corner of the yard. It's quite an inner city school, so we're on one of the busiest roads in Sheffield, Aberdale Road, and it's high pollution levels, and it's a concrete playground, and there were like 2 or 3 trees in the bottom corner of the yard, but it wasn't kind of being used effectively, the kind of that area. So the £1,000 was to develop a kind of a forest garden nature area at the bottom of the concrete playground. So that's what we've used it for. And with the £1,000, we've initially we did kind of we got a kind of forest garden expert come in, and she did an assembly with all of the kids, so assembly with Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 children, and then we explored different ideas from the children of how they wanted their forest garden to look like, and that was, so they all had a go at designing a forest garden, and then we had a wildlife gardener come in as well and talk through the ideas, and through the paper designs that they've done, and talking through to the children, the wildlife gardener went away and kind of planned the wildlife garden based on their ideas, so trying to incorporate things that that they wanted in the garden. So we had a design, which I will be honest, it was a beautiful, ambitious design for £1,000. So it was a really gorgeous idea, but they were kind of, we adapted it basically, because we couldn't have done what she'd suggested with £1,000 because of curved edges and things like that, and the particular material for the path and things. So it was great to have that grounding, and then we just adapted it. And then we worked with a local charity called Kids Plant Trees, who helped us kind of put together the design and do the assemblies. And then we created a team of children across the whole school. So I kind of selected those kids, so there was a good range of children with SEND, of new arrivals, and there's another one, and pupil premium children as well. So we had about 20 children on the team, and a mix of Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, who became our kind of forest garden team. And we had two planting sessions with them. Sorry, I skipped a bit. Before that, we got beds made, so we got beds made, and then we had some planting sessions with the forest garden team, and then in the summer we've put together a kind of a wooden structure. So I managed to source some wood from a local timber company, and we've made a reading corner in there, and we've got an archway. So yeah, it's coming together now, and now we've got kind of the bottom corner of our concrete playground is now kind of a wildlife haven, where there's lots of scented plants and sensory plants for children with SEND to come in and kind of feel and experience. We've got trees, so that it's shaded in summer when it's hot, and we've got a covered reading area so that it can be used in winter as well. And I can share some pictures if you'd like, if I can. I don't know if I'm able to share, Alison, on my.
I'm not too sure, but I maybe if you share them with me afterwards, and then when we send the recording round, we can include them in the email. Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
No problem. Yeah.
That's
where we're up to really. So we've got the forest garden in place, and it's being used, and it was open in. It was open from September. So September it's been used, and it's used every break time and every lunchtime. At the moment it's kind of, we've got a TA who looks after it, ensuring that there's not too many kids in there at once. So it's kind of, at the moment we're kind of figuring out the best way to use it so that the plants don't get trampled on basically and damaged.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's that I've seen some pictures and it looks fantastic, and really lovely that you've been able to kind of transform essentially, quite a disused corner, wasn't it?
Yeah. We had 2 trees, but it was unused. Yeah, and now the kids, they're really keen to get in there, and it's all of the wide variety of kids want to use it, and they're kind of going in there and playing with the insects that are there, and smelling the flowers and things. Yeah, it's really lovely to see that they're getting an opportunity to be in a wildlife area, because a lot of the kids that in our school wouldn't necessarily have gardens or get to go to the woods and things. So that's their opportunity to do that really.
Fantastic. So I'm going to hand over to Suzanne for some questions.
Yeah, thanks so much, May. That was really brilliant, and so nice to hear how transformed, as Alison said, that area of your playground has become into sort of a wildlife haven, and that the students can just go and sit there at various times during the day. We've got a few questions come through. One is that is there any staff using this area as part of like lessons or anything like that, or plans to maybe in the future?
Yeah, so it's predominantly for a play area, but we've got an area, so we've got an what to call it, integrated resource unit, but so we've got a specialist SEND unit in the school now. So I'm encouraging the staff there to be using it at different times from the children playing in there. So it's predominantly play. I am encouraging and reminding staff to try and use it. So as part of the science curriculum, and when learning about plants, I don't lead on the science, and I'm doing this all in my own time, so it's difficult for me to manage that. But it is something that I've encouraged. I've put together a kind of guidelines for using the forest garden, which all the teachers have used and inducted the children on, and as part of that, there is encouraging staff to use it. So I'm sure when it comes to kind of the curriculum when they're learning about plants, learning about wildlife, particularly in science, then it's a perfect opportunity to use that.
Yeah, definitely.
And there will be there will be kind of going into autumn, so we do plan to. There's kind of one more planting session that we're going to be doing with the children from the SEND unit, which is planting bulbs. And then coming into springtime, we normally have a gardening club, which will be in springtime. So that's not me as the gardening club, but I'll be liaising with the woman that runs it, and she'll be definitely be in there using the space, because it's our only garden. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic to hear that you're planting for, the future seasons as well. So like bulbs for the spring for when they come up, and then thinking about the gardening club. So it's not just a one-time only project, but it just keeps being used, the area and space, and developed.
I'm kind of thinking about the aftercare as well. So obviously mulching and sorry, my children are here. Yeah.
Can I make myself cheese and ham scrap?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking after 4 kids. Sorry, what was I saying about? So the aftercare of the plants as well. So making sure that we're mulching, coming up over winter to protect the beds, planting the bulbs so that we kind of have staggered, flowering throughout the year. And that's an opportunity for the children to learn about how different types of plants grow. And my only concern is, since I think we've got a furry friend that's digging, and I'm not sure it's either a badger or it's a fox, which has been trying to dig up a few of the plants. So my only concern is we'll just have to see what happens with the bulbs. That's all. They may get dug up, but we'll plant them this year, and if they stay, then we can do it again next year. That's good. It's wildlife, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. You're encouraging wildlife into the garden.
Sorry, I can't hear you very well. Could you say that again?
No, but I was just agreeing with you. It is wildlife. Even if it's not the kind you want, really.
Yeah.
I know some schools put up shiny things in the trees, and that seems to deter wild foxes and birds as well.
Okay, hanging what in the trees, did you say?
Just like shiny things, so like old CDs.
Like CDs or...
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, so that sometimes works. So it could be an option. Yeah,
I think we've got an apple tree, so there's lots of kind of borrowed apple tree, and a lot of the apples are falling over, so I'm wondering if they're after the fruit as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, brilliant, May. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us about your project. And I know you're juggling presenting and childcare.
So I'm also sorry I was late. That was because I had childcare issues after school, but yeah. They're all here now.
Really. And then you were quizzed as well. So no, thank you so much for
That's
just
okay.
joining us. It's really, really helpful.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I've not got slides, but I have got so Alison, you've got the just on the side. I've also got yeah, so Alison, I think you've got all the up-to-date ones. I think I sent around the recent ones, didn't I? Of kind of the ones with the reading corner in place, and yeah.
I've got those, so when we send round the recording, I'll make sure they're included.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, all right then. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Bye.
And I've just seen one question in the chat about priority areas. So no, so the competition is open to any school UK wide, only not independent schools. We encourage applications from the priority areas, specifically because we're trying to target schools that are less advantaged or groups in schools that are less advantaged, but no, it is open to any school that is not an independent one.
Thanks, Alison. And while we're on the application process and questions about the OVO Foundation Nature Prize itself, I did have a few questions. So one, which is once we apply, when will we be notified if our school has been successful or not? Oh, you're on mute, Alison.
Sorry. Schools will be notified by the 10th of February 2025.
Brilliant. And even if they're not successful?
Yeah, so that's all. Yeah, all schools will be notified of the outcome by the 10th of February.
Thank you. And then is there a way to see all the questions before the applicant, before we submit an application?
Yeah, so if you go onto the website where Suzanne posted the link in the chat, if you click apply now, you have to enter your school details, but linked to the application form, there is a downloadable Word Google document with all the long form written questions on it. So if you want to work on this over a few weeks, you want to take it home and do it in your own time, then just make sure you download a copy of that document and you'll be able to see all the questions.
Brilliant. Thanks, Alison. But just to reiterate that only questions submitted through the application form will be accepted. Yes. We won't accept attachments to emails with the application. Otherwise, it might get lost as well. So just to ensure that you get your application submitted, please do submit it through the Microsoft Forms. Brilliant. I think that is. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Just one thing I forgot to mention. If you would like to submit a video application, but you're not sure of what it should look like or how long it should be, as part of the application process, we actually have included some video guidance. So do have a look at that just to get some tips on how long it should be, how to submit it. So yeah, again, go to the Microsoft application form and you'll find all the information there.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thanks, Alison. So I think that is all the questions that I can see in the Q&A and in the chat. Does anyone else have any other questions at all? I think that is everything. Perfect. Well, brilliant. I mean, if anyone does have any follow-up questions or any of your colleagues, once you speak to them or start the application process, you have any follow-up questions, please do email the Let's Go Zero @ashton.org email address. We monitor that inbox daily, so we can pick up your questions and answer them within a few days. And otherwise, just want to say a really, really big thank you to Anna and May. I know May had to sort of dash in and out of the webinar then, but yeah, I just wanted to say a really, really big thank you to both our presenters for sharing what their project was and what they've been up to with the winning money and what they hope to do and continue to do in their schools. So a really, really big thank you to Anna and May. Yeah, it's fantastic to hear your story, your project.